I'm going to tell you an easy and simple way to tell if you're dealing with a narcissist. The easiest way to tell if you're dealing with a narcissist is to look at their facial expressions or their eyes. That will tell you everything you need to know. Let me break it down for you. Number one, the best way to tell if you're dealing with a narcissist is when you're in an argument with them. When you're arguing with this person and you're really hurt and they're saying something very evil and demonic, or just talking about your looks or your family or your sick mom or something evil, they're doing something evil, and you start to break down and you start to cry. Look at their facial expression and look at their eyes. It almost seems like they're excited, like when somebody just got a good news or something good just happened. When you look at their eyes, they have this like almost like a smirk, and you can tell that they are happy. You can tell that they are getting joy from seeing you this hurt and seeing you in this much pain. That's a way to tell you're dealing with a narcissist. Another way to tell from their eyes that you're dealing with a narcissist is when something good happened for you and you're telling them and you're overjoyed and overexcited and you're trying to tell them, look at their face and look specifically at their eyes. They have this blank stare, almost like they're not there, almost like you're talking to a brick wall. Excitement or any kind of emotion is something that is very contagious for normal people. This is why when you're watching a movie and you see a person in the movie cry, sometimes you end up crying. Or you see a really sad romantic scene, you end up tearing up or crying. Or you see a random person crying, maybe you're scrolling on social media and you start listening to a story time and the person starts to get emotional, you start to get emotional. Or you're watching, social media and you see somebody super excited and they're dancing and they're laughing, you start to smile. The narcissist, when you have great emotions, especially if it's something good that's happening for you, they have this blank stare. You can't tell if they're happy. You can't tell if they're about to blow up. You can't tell if they're about to cuss you out. You just cannot tell. That's a sign you're dealing with a narcissist. They're just blank. It's almost like nobody's home. The lights are on, but nobody's home. The third most dangerous, most scary, most demonic sign that you're dealing with a narcissist is if you're in a heated argument and they feel like they're being exposed, or you said something that really triggered them. Let's just say they're mad. Their stare goes blank. Their eyes go black. If you've truly dealt with a narcissist in a narcissistic rage, you've seen this. It's almost like their whole body is taken over by a demon. Their eyes literally go black. I don't care if it's a person with a blue eye, black eye, gray eye, green eyes, brown eyes. Their eyes go black like a demon. You feel like you're staring at a demon. You feel like you're in the presence of a demon. That is a narcissist. Normal people do not have eyes that go black. If you've ever seen that, and then if you see that and they just black out and do the most gruesome things, there's your sign. That's like the topping on the cake or whatever. That is a sign that is a narcissist. These people, they show who they are most times from their face, but most specifically from their eyes. So the next time you're dealing with that narcissist, whether it's happy emotions for you or maybe they are mad, they're jealous, whatever. The next time you're dealing with a narcissist, look at their eyes. You'll be able to tell everything you need to know from their eyes. And there are many more examples of these, but those are the three I wanted to alert you guys about. If you like contents like these, please hit that follow button and comment your thoughts below if you've ever experienced this, so people don't think I'm crazy. Also, you can actually book a one-on-one call with me. The link is in my bio if you want to talk about your narcissistic situation and you want to strategize or come up with a plan on either how to leave this person or how to deal with this person or how to grow from them, heal from them. I got you. Book the link in my bio. It's the third link that says Stand Store. I'll see you guys in the next one. Also follow the page.
One of the funniest things I've heard is someone who thinks a narcissist will let them go. A narcissist never lets somebody go because you're a possession to them. A narcissist will do everything in their power to pretend they let you go, because their whole insecurity relies on the fact that they need you to believe that they don't need you. So it's a game to them. They'll let 3 months pass, they'll let 4 months pass. Bro, I'm related to one of the biggest narcissists. They will let years pass while stalking you every single day. They don't care. Once you're a possession to them, they will never let you go. The only way that a narcissist will let you go legitimately is, the only time I've seen it is when the girl got pregnant. When the girl got pregnant, the guy was like, what am I supposed to do? Bro, this narcissist didn't let the girl go for 8 fucking years. Now, were they together for 8 years? No. He'd just come back to her life once every 3 or 4 months, once every 6 months. Then it started to turn once every year, once every 2 years. There's more to it. It's a very common thing for a narcissist, right? So if you're a woman, right, just know he's obsessed with you. If you ever had a narcissist boyfriend, first of all, make sure he's a narcissist, because a lot of times women will classify exes as narcissists, and really they were just conceited assholes. But if he's actually a narcissist, well, at least you can be sure he's not in love with you. He's in love with possessing you. So he will not let you go, no matter what. Anytime you want him back, snap of a finger. May not seem like it. He will never post like it, right? As a matter of fact, narcissists will try to lift themselves up with their posts. They'll usually try to post about success, or they'll think they're being subtle with it. They'll post about their nice car, because usually they don't own homes, right? There's a little trick with owning a nice car too, right? So they'll usually be like a sugar baby. This is the thing with narcissists, bro. Every narcissist I know is a sugar baby. So they'll usually have a woman with an actual job who supplies their lifestyle. Then they'll tell that woman to start a business with them, and then they'll convince the woman to buy a luxury car or lease it so that they can put it at this business and make profit, right? Because if you're leasing it for $800, but you're renting it out and making a $400 profit every month, that's still whatever. It's a stupid ass decision, because talk about the maintenance, and you talk about the fact that cars are naturally depreciating assets. But you have to understand something. Narcissists are masterful scammers, right? They're scamming side girls. They're also scamming their own wife, right? So it's a whole persona to them. They, like, once you're a scammer, you can't just scam like one person and not scam the other. Scamming is your whole personality. Deceit is your whole personality. Cheating is your whole personality. There's no I get to turn it off and turn it back on. They don't even know they're scamming. A lot of times they'll promise you shit like, "Oh, you're the you're the most important person to me." They're scamming. They can't separate their trueness from whatever. But anyways, the reason why I'm talking about this is because a lot of times people will be confused by a narcissist. They'll think like, this narcissist got over me. A narcissist gets over you like a serial killer gets over somebody that they've locked in on. They won't. They'll let 2 years pass. They'll let 3 years pass. They don't care. They will post every single day about how they're moving up in life. They're gaining the body that they've always wanted. They got the beautiful car. They got the career. Hell, you might even see them you might even see them cutting a ribbon. Ding. Congratulations to my house that I just purchased. Fucking scammers, bro. But anyways, you can't fall for the shtick, right? You can't fall for the shtick. You have to know, I think the biggest thing that can get you to separate from a narcissist, right, is to acknowledge this narcissist will always be in love with possessing me. It doesn't matter if I want to come back in 5 years, he'll have me, because to me, I'm his possession. You can get this person back anytime you want. They're not going anywhere. And again, for the last time, they will try to make it seem like that is the last thing that's the truth, right? They'll follow all these beautiful women. They'll even subtly post all these beautiful women for one purpose only. It's all to show you they've moved on. And it's all to convince you that now you're window shopping in their life. And it's all manipulation. They just want you back in front of them. It's like breadcrumbing. And you have to just call their bluff. If you call their bluff, right, it might take a year or two, right, before they finally show you that they were bluffing, but they always do. They always text sooner or later, hey, so what's going on? You never cared about us? Or hey, they'll never give up. You don't have to be worried about a narcissist moving on. They never move on. They're mental midgets.
How to spot a narcissist like that from a girl who's dated a lot of them. Like I always say, I've made the mistakes, so you don't have to. So here's what to watch out for. Number one, and very heavy on number one, they lie a lot. Now, initially, you may not catch them in these lies, and you may think they're truth, but the truth will trickle in, and you'll realize everything they say is a fucking lie, bitch. And the biggest lie is they're going to say everyone they dated has been crazy. They're not. They are the crazy ones. Two, and the most obvious, love bombing. Now, I've made a whole video on this, but if you recognize immediately that they are a narcissist, you can take advantage of this love bombing, and it could work to your benefit. But do not get attached, because they will discard you. As soon as they're done, discard. Three, they'll want to move really fucking fast. It will be literally like back-to-back dates. They want to be with you every second of the day. They'll be blowing up your phone. You will think it's because they like you so much. No, they are love bombing the hell out of you, and they want to put this almost like this blanket of love on you so you feel nice and warm until they fucking pull that shit off and you'll be cold as hell. Which brings me to point 4. They will love you, and then they'll hate you. It's this up and down roller coaster. If you never know where you stand with them, if you're like, I wonder what he's feeling today. Does he love me or hate me today? Narcissist. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I cannot diagnose anyone, but these are signs. 5, they are constantly the victim of their own life. A person who is the constant victim and can never take accountability for things going wrong in their life 99% of the time is a fucking narcissist. They are the creators of all of these bad things that are happening to them, but they just can't fucking see it. 6, they have addictions. 99% of narcissists have been through some super traumatic event, whether you know about it or not, and they will develop addictions because of this, whether it's schmugs, whether it's alcohol, whether it's schmecks, they'll have some type of addiction. 6, they are major cheaters. One woman will never be enough for a narcissist because that one woman will eventually see through them. They will see through the mask and they'll need to move on to their next victim, but they always overlap. 7, they do something called a marathon date. Well, they'll have a date with you that will be an extended period of time, okay? And again, that is to build that trust. That is to build that relationship with you fast. Don't fall for it. 8, they're schmoozers. It rhymes, bitch. Figure it out. That could be financial. That could be physical. That could be mental. It will always lead to that. 9, they can never hold down a job, okay? They will be going job to job. They just can't do it. I don't know what the reason behind this is, but they can't do it. And finally, 10, if they have children, they will always say that the mother of their children is holding the children from them, or that they're constantly in conflict with them, okay? And the reason is this person has already seen through them and they don't feel safe with their children being around them 99% of the time, okay? And the reason is all of those past reasons have happened to them, all right? I promise you, every woman on this planet wants alone time. Every woman on this planet wants their child to be around their father. If they are literally because of safety not doing this, likely narcissist. Honorable mention, they've had a traumatic event that they unload on you. Trust me, that traumatic event has probably led to some type of psychological break. Now they're narcissist. Ooh, other honorable mention, they'll have enablers and they will never let go of these enablers. Likely it will be a family member or a close friend who enables the hell out of this behavior, and you see the enabling, and when you bring it up, you're like, no, they're like, that person's my friend. They always look out for me. But the truth is, this person is just an enabler that they like to keep around to make themselves feel better about themselves. There's so many more. I can make a part 2 if you want. I love you.
How do you know your ex is a narcissist?
Well, if the relationship was all about control,
that's a red flag. If they always wanted to be right, and you were always wrong, if they twisted the reality of the situation, if they lacked empathy, that's a real big red flag. With children, narcissists can often use them as pawns, not because they don't care about the children, but because they know that it hurts you. If your ex is manipulative, constantly gaslighting, and refuses to accept blame, that's another red flag. There's lots of traits when we're talking about narcissism, but ultimately you'll know deep down if there are those sort of red flags, they will kind of stand out to you.
Never trust a man who does this. I mean, never ever trust a man who does this. If a man does this, you want to walk away because you don't want to deal with it. Never trust a man who gets upset over your reactions to his own actions. You see, you got mad because of his actions, and now he's mad because of your reactions to his actions. It's not the same. And now he's trying to gaslight you by saying all you want to do is argue and create negativity when you're trying to hold him accountable. You see, he has to own up to what he did, because that's manipulation. That's narcissistic. You don't get to hurt people and play the victim when they call you out. That doesn't work that way. That's narcissistic.
If your husband does this, he's a narcissist. Once you see this red flag, do not keep searching for a gray area. Run for the hills. No matter how old your relationship is, if you are able, if you can, just leave, whether or not there is emotional or other forms of dependency. The red flag I'm talking about is the lack of conscious competence. This means that he intentionally acts blind to what is happening inside the house and around. He sees the overflowing garbage bag and ignores it. He sees the empty toilet paper roll, still ignores it. He sees the dishes in the sink, the laundry waiting, the children needing attention, and the house slowly falling apart around you. He ignores it. He understands exactly what needs to be done. He's capable of doing it, but he still leaves it for you. He sees that you are tired, but he waits. He sees that you are overwhelmed, but he keeps sitting. He sees that you're already doing 5 things at once, but instead of removing one responsibility from your shoulders, he leaves another one there because he knows you will eventually do it. He's not confused about what needs to happen. He's relying on the fact that you care more. You care if the garbage starts smelling. You care if the children do not have clean clothes. You care if the house becomes chaotic. You care if there is no food, no toilet paper, no clean dishes, or no routine. So he quietly uses your sense of responsibility against you. He knows that if he ignores the problem long enough, your discomfort will force you to solve it. And then, when you finally become angry, he says, "You should have asked me." But why should a grown man need to be asked to take out a garbage bag he can clearly see? Why should you have to explain that an empty toilet paper roll needs replacing? Why should you have to assign basic responsibilities to someone who lives in the same house and benefits from everything you do? Because asking is also work. You have to notice the task, remember it, explain it, assign it, remind him, and he will still do it horribly. That is weaponized incompetence. If you remind him twice, suddenly you're nagging. If you stop reminding him, nothing gets done. Either way, the burden remains yours. That's how a wife slowly becomes the manager of her husband. You're not only cleaning the house, you are carrying the awareness of the house. That's why you're exhausted. You're remembering what is missing, what is running out, what needs repairing, what the children need, what appointments are coming in, what will happen if nobody takes responsibility. Meanwhile, he waits to be instructed like a child and still expects to be treated like the head of the family, the protector.
I'm going to quickly drop some tea about a narcissist, and I need you to listen up. The quickest way to unmask a narcissist, which means the quickest way to know if you're dealing with a narcissist, is to start saying no to them. I've made several videos on this before, but you guys keep asking, how do I know? How do I know? The quickest way to unmask a narcissist is to start saying no to them. What does that mean? When you usually get with a narcissist, the narcissist is very needy and they're very entitled. So they're always asking for help, whether directly or indirectly or in a manipulative way, right? But you're always doing something for the narcissist and you're breaking your back. And the more you do, the less they appreciate it and the more they ask for, or the more they will, make you do without physically making you do it. If you've been with a narcissist, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't and you're confused, listen up, okay? So you've done all of this giving and pouring into their cup and their cup and their cup and their cup, right? Everything is fine and dandy. They're still not treating you right because they are, of course, a narcissist, but things are okay as long as you do what they say. Start saying no to that narcissist and you will see the worst version of a human you've ever seen. You will literally see the demon come out of these people. The narcissist hates when you say no. And saying no is not necessarily just no. If they ask you to do a favor or ask you a question, that's not what I mean. When you start setting firm boundaries, when you get your paycheck, you give the whole paycheck to them. They take it, and it's still not enough. When you start saying, no, this is my money, I worked for it, so I'm going to keep it, that's when you're going to see the true color. Or if they ask you for favors that you have to basically sacrifice to do, when you start saying no, you'll see the worst version of them. They will call you out of your name. They will trigger you. They'll say things. They'll do things, punch walls, act like literal kids. Literal kids. Again, if you've dealt with a narcissist, you've seen this. This is so easy to spot. It's so easy to see. Everything is fine with a narcissist until you start to say no to them. No is their least favorite word. And it doesn't have to be a physical no, which physical no's are a no-no for them. But again, firm boundaries, setting standards, and sticking to those boundaries and standards is the worst thing you can ever do to a narcissist. So if you're ever confused, if you're dealing with a narcissist, all the nice things and the favors and the sacrifices you've made for them, start saying no to some of those things and see what happens. That's when you get to see, yep, he's a narc. Yep, she's a narc. Anyway, if you have experienced anything like this, please comment down below so the class can know. And so that they know that I'm not crazy, okay? Because I've been here, done it. I wrote a book on it. I can't even talk. But anyway, if you're dealing with a narcissist and you need some support, some guidance, some tips and tricks, please, you can book a one-on-one call with me. The link is in my bio. But if you simply love contents like these, follow for more. Hit that follow button. And again, comment your experience down below so we can teach each other to get away from these demons. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.